going on, everybody? Good evening.
Hello.
We're all
Let us know if you're here. Let us know in the chat what's going on, where you guys are coming to us from. We got some cool stuff planned for tonight. I'm going to pull up Facebook here, and we're going to show a little kind of how-to on exactly what we're looking for today. We do have a little bit of kind of a computer issue that's going on, and so that's why it's showing Livestream 6 right now. This is Livestream 7. We have a conversation planned for tonight where we are going to be talking a little bit about some of the brothers. And so, Caleb, it does look like the viewer count is kind of bugged out on our side. Are you getting the same thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably just my computer, so we'll just go off folks saying hello in the chat.
That's all right. Well, we're so happy to have you all tonight. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to share my screen real fast, and you all should be able to see it right now. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you head over to Twin Bolt Media, this is kind of the housing production side of everything. You're going to see that the live stream is currently active right here. This should say live stream 7. Don't worry about that. If you want to head down here and hit the share button right here on the bottom right, that will let all of your friends know. If you want to write a short message in there, just kind of letting them know kind of what's going on, and to pop on over and to watch this if they get the chance tonight, that would be absolutely excellent. Thank you all so much. Caleb, some stuff has been happening behind closed doors, some stuff that we can't believe. We've been having some pretty cool conversations. Not the least of which, tonight we have a cast reveal that we're going to do, and we're going to bring him out in just a second. But Catherine, what's been happening in your neck of the woods? What's got you excited?
Oh my gosh, just life is exciting, you guys. I feel like things are happening, things are moving. We are so excited about the news for the show, and I am just just blessings. Just a lot of blessings are happening, and I'm excited. I'm working on a new project this week, so we'll just, as soon as I'm allowed to talk about it, I'll share that with you guys. But
why is acting like the FBI?
I know.
Can someone tell me that?
Well, I don't know. I feel like people just have like treasured secrets, and they're like, we can't trust anyone until this is published,
FBI.
Yeah.
FBI.
It's kind of like
right? Until great grandpa's in the grave, no one knows that he was a 007 agent.
Right. That's right.
But I love it. I have to imagine that at some point on some production set, they were like, listen, we're not going to do this the normal way where everyone tells everyone. Mm-hmm. We're going to act like we're spies.
Yeah.
And then it just got on from there. It's like an Italian production or something. I have to imagine it was Italian.
It must be. It must be those Italians. But I feel like we're going to do the exact same thing when we have like endings of episodes that we don't want anyone to know about.
Yes.
That's just how it goes.
Yes.
You just got to keep it to yourself.
Unless someone wants to invest with us in a big way. If they want to invest with us in a big way, we'll give all of the spoilers. And speaking of spoilers, we have one tonight. Caleb, talk to us a little bit about this very, very young man, basically a child that we're bringing on, and talk to us about. I'm absolutely joking. This is the manliest of manliest, and talk to us a little bit about what it means to have this person kind of coming on set without revealing the person.
Well, he's off in the wings showing his biceps, so I know there's going to be there's going to be something to pay here in just a moment when he is revealed. Now, this is not going to be a surprise to many people, but a surprise to those who are new to us, who have just joined. You're going to see that we've kind of been posting about a recent project, in the last couple of years, as our sort of premiere short film that we worked on. Had a lot of success with it, really got us into a lot of great conversations. And that project is still, I think, just paying dividends and bringing lots of great feedback. We had a couple of people message us just this week. We had posted it in the community group and also on our Twin Bolt page, and just folks really identifying with the characters. And one of the actors we just really felt like we had built the chemistry with to want to do that kind of Quentin Tarantino thing where you just sort of keep in touch and as things sort of pop up, you find a way. And we built, I think, a really strong relationship where writing the character for him has been very exciting and kind of electric, because we know when this person gets the ability to perform, it's just going to be a lot of fun. And so we're very excited to announce and introduce this actor tonight.
Awesome. And I actually was just watching the Adam Sandler Mark Twain Awards.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys that I love awards shows still. I know that they catch a lot of flack when they're good. Like, the good moments are good. And it was so fun to get to see. Couldn't get in on Facebook, but I'm here on YouTube for a few minutes. Hi, all. Hey, Steve. Wonderful to have you. Okay, so we probably need to at least look into the Facebook thing if we can get a second, because it could be that where are you guys? It could be that there's some sort of issue on that side. Julianne, what do you mean by where are we? Do you mean like where are we at? Where are we at in pre-production?
Or
spiritually?
How's everyone's soul today?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to truck focus.
Okay.
So Adam Sandler, he's these guys are getting up and they keep on saying, like, he's the reason that 60% of people still have their insurance through SAG, just because he does all these movies and he keeps employing kind of the same network of people. And so I really resonate with that, because whenever you learn that you can trust people and that they can trust you, and you kind of get to play with some of these characters and build out characters of your own, which is really exciting. And so we are going to bring out of the woods. Here he comes. Everyone, give a round of applause. Boop. There he is. All right, we're going to move Roman over here. Okay, what? First of all, are we sewing? What's happening in the background?
Yes, I have a sewing and embroidery machine.
Okay, and that's not just for an affect. That's real. We're using this.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You use it. Like, you know how to use it.
Yes, I do.
Did you learn this in the Boy Scouts? When did you learn to sew?
I had like a 5-hour sewing class in college for a whole semester, and then I dropped it for a long time. And then I was like, you know what? I want to start embroidery and start making my own clothes. I actually made my own bucket hat, and yeah, I just started embroidering and started making hats. Yes, thank you.
And that therein lies some kind of metaphor, the virtuoso that we're bringing on inside of Roman Maldonado. And Caleb, talk a little bit about the role that Roman's going to be playing, and then maybe we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, so we're excited to announce that Roman will be one of the first brothers cast of the brothers of David. And so he's going to be playing the part of Shema, which is one of the older brothers of David. And we've got, of course, our little concept art. Catherine, keep your mouth shut. I know you've got a lot to say about this. Isn't Roman taking a picture for us. This is computer generated best attempt at looking at what Roman might look like as this character of Shema. So here he is, handsome as can be. Yeah. And that's not far off. It's a little cleaner. We worked on a project, The Tent, the short film together, and we kind of put you through it, man. I think there was a certain point where we were on day 2. We were about 36 hours straight of production, it felt like. And I'm pretty sure you fell asleep on the concrete over just sitting in the hay and in the sand. And so maybe this project, we will get you a little more comfortable clothing.
Folding chair to sleep in.
Thank you.
Metal folding chair. We're going all out.
We'll let you look a little more handsome. Not that you need that help. But, I think it's really important to try and carry those relationships along. And I think we built a really strong relationship early on. So it looks like we are continuing to have some technical difficulties here. Not sure what's going on. Edit destinations. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's try again.
I wonder if Facebook can see us right now. I feel like the YouTube is working. Steve's on there on YouTube, so that's good.
Facebook is definitely not working.
Okay.
Stream.
Confirmation, not working.
That's the majority of people that come through. Caleb, whenever you clicked at the top, did you do add destination Facebook? Was that one on there?
Yep. It says it's streaming now again. So hopefully
Okay.
we'll
better. Because I just feel like by now we have 1 million more comments than this. But April and Julianne were able to log in that way and comment.
Yeah, I see them on Facebook there.
Okay.
So Caleb, throw back up that image of Roman for a second. It looks like you keyworded Indiana Jones with a Jedi cloak on, and through Roman's face. And I don't want to give everyone the trick. Here comes everyone. Here comes everyone. Yeah. Hello.
Thank you, Gene, for
hello everyone.
That we're not speaking
Welcome.
to no one. Thanks, Julianne. Thank you, guys.
I'm just gonna. We gotta pull. Yeah, we gotta pull Roman back in. We gotta pull him back in.
To do a new intro for Roman. Double.
And now introducing
Roman, just slide off.
The one, the only Roman.
Thank you.
Roman,
he's so good.
What's that going on there in your background?
Oh, it's my song. I do embroidery. Yeah,
embroidery.
Not actors. This
what a
real.
virtuoso.
I want you to just slowly roll in from the side, like.
Listen, no one like a performer knows how to take it from the top, and so I'm really excited to have you on, Roman. And Caleb was just showing everyone. I see that we have more people kind of coming in and paying attention. Daniel, what's going on? Caleb, thank you for making it. Wonderful to have you here. We have the first casting of one of the brothers of David. This is his third oldest brother, Shema. Shema is the goofball of the family. He's the one that's always cutting the jokes. And I have to ask Roman, whenever we talk about, being this kind of, we're very much in our production of the 10th, you're very much this serious. I mean, there's moments where you're really getting in touch with kind of raw anger. There's shouting. I think really people did not get to see who you are to maybe the fullest degree due to the time limit that we had of having to shoot a 25-minute short film. Whenever we tell you that you're going to get to have this kind of the comedic chops inside of this role, where does your headspace go? What do you think of in terms of, okay, you're playing a character that would have been 3,000 years ago, give or take, and yet at the same time, you're always cracking jokes. What do you think about that? About playing this kind of a different character for us?
I'm honestly very excited. I feel like it's funny because I don't always get to actually showcase that. I mean, we've built a great relationship, so my jokes. I can be very witty and slapstick and very like outgoing in a sense. So being able to transition from being someone who's very serious and going through so much in such a short period of time and having to show that side and really dive deep into that to being a little bit more free and more like, hey, it's definitely something I'm very excited
but with an accent. You'll have an accent.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah. One of my favorite one of my favorite moments on one of my favorite moments on set was actually this sheep kept making this noise, and somehow it turned into like a goat bleating noise. And it turned kind of into this thing where every 5 seconds, Roman was making this noise and cracking everyone up, just copying the livestock that were on set. And I have to tell you, this is the first time that you may be hearing this, Roman. It actually made its way into episode 1.
Oh, cool!
And so we used some of the concept of you cracking everybody up on set to write it into the character. We knew coming into writing episode 1 that you would be Shema. And so we kind of get to play a little real life inside of the make-believe. And so another concept or sort of idea that I have for you to kind of think about is, whenever you think about getting to create this character with creators that know you personally, what are some sides to you or some perspectives that you have that you think is going to be exciting to bring to the character of Shema, David's older brother?
I think, when it comes to you guys both also knowing me and knowing my character, even if it was like 48 hours that we've shot that, like you guys have been able to both see me in the limelight of times of cracking jokes, but when it came time to being serious, you know, you're able to see both perspectives, both masks, both times of when I'm able to, you know, have the perspective of being very punctual and very like, okay, I'm focused. Like when you guys let me and Sarah inside of our space and you said, take some time there to really soak everything in. Like you guys see that side versus when the camera's not on me and I'm, you know, on the back side of the set. So I think it's really important to have people that can see both sides of me.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Caleb, did you have anything that you wanted to add in?
Well, I just, you know, for me, having you there and, you know, kind of, we can talk about back when we were in high school throwing the pigskins. We submitted to this festival. You were nominated. Sarah was nominated. Sarah Albazali. She was Adana in the short film and just did an incredible job. I remember kind of getting you both on in these Zoom calls because it was still post-pandemic and everybody was being very careful. You know, it was you both just really felt like you took to the parts so quickly. And I remember just thinking like, oh, okay, this, you know, this can be done. You know, they're going to get it. They're going to understand. And then we show up on set and it really felt like the lines were memorized. We knew our approach. It was just minor tweaks, which really allowed us to pull off what we did. And so I'm so grateful that you came with that mindset of I'm going to give it this my best, even though it's a little short film. You know, nobody made any money, and it was really just about putting your best foot forward. And then watching you sign your what I would assume would be your first autograph, getting off the stage, winning the award. You got this young kid, kind of it looked like a younger you know, walking up to you, and I think you were like signing his sneakers, and he was like, "I love you, Roman," like. You know, just that moment of kind of seeing you receive accolades for that performance and knowing all the hard work you'd put in. It really felt like I was kind of bonded to you in that moment. And really, I think for me as a director, it bonded me to an experience that I want more than myself being known or more than more than I think anything within the idea of creating is being able to see someone come in and become another person, and then that performance end up in some way changing their life. And you know that was just wonderful to be a part of, and so I'm really grateful to you for your hard work, and now we're going to see that hopefully play out in an even more grander scale.
Yeah, I want to kind of go back to that moment because I know whenever we were all sitting there, knowing that you had been nominated for Best Actor, knowing that the other projects that we were up against were, some of them were 20 times the budget that we had on our short film.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of walking it through. What are you thinking coming to this conference? Is it kind of like you hope that you win, but that's kind of like you're keeping your feet on the ground? What's your thought process? And then what's that moment of realization whenever you hear your name called and you're the best actor at the International Christian Film Festival in the short film category? What's that like?
You know, it was honestly one of the best experiences I've also been through. I went there with no expectation. I was just very, very grateful because this was also my short film, my first short film. So it was a very new experience for me as well. Like, of course, I've done commercials and TV and stuff like that, but I've always wanted to be a part of a short film. And I'm also always be grateful for you guys allowing me to give that space to me where I can do that. So being able to go there, to like a international film festival, I was just taking it all in, and you know, regardless of what happened, of course, we always go there wanting to win or wanting to you know be the best or whatever. But I just went for the experience, and I'm really glad that you guys were also able to come, so I can actually share that experience for you guys and see you guys get your accolades and you guys get the recognition that you deserve too.
I got to tell you, we were not going until we found out you were. You twisted our arm. We were not going to that festival, even though we found out that we were nominated across the category. We were just like, man, it's too expensive to justify it. We had both just had small kids, and then here's Roman. Guys, I'm going. Yeah. And we're, oh no, we can't let Roman go alone. Like, we got to go and at least, you know, with being identical twins, we can kind of be on the sides, and there you are in the middle, and sort of, you know, even it out a little bit. But you know, one of the really amazing things, Roman, and I have to say this, we watched you transform on that set, and it is something that we are so hopeful for across the board with our productions, is that actors come in and they're excited about losing themselves in the role. And there are even moments that Caleb has brought up a few times that we kind of come back to. One of those moments is we had a real serious conversation with you about we want reckless abandon. You just came through the door. You don't have the blood you need for your family. It's possible that your son is going to be judged by God in the final plague. We need to see that. Like so often, Christian film kind of backs away from like what we would call like a realistic expression or a realistic example of that. And so, and I know that you had this experience where you come through, we shoot the whole thing, and then Caleb pulls you aside. Do you remember the conversation that Caleb had with you?
Was it the one where it's like, okay, not too much?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not too much. It's this is exactly what it would be, but Roman, you have snot all over your face. And it's going to distract the other. Yeah. So actually, I mean, I want to say this. I mean this genuinely. That's exactly it. If Caleb and I could bottle up what we're trying to do as directors and as creators, it's to really categorically catch reality.
Yeah.
We want people to watch something on film and go, it's like I'm watching something really happening, as opposed to, okay, the actors are doing a good job. Like we want them to be gone, right? And so, Caleb.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I remember that moment, and I remember thinking, okay, we've kind of had this really about a 6-hour stint with Sarah's character, and I just see Roman, and he's off in the wings just doing this like warm up thing. He's so stoked to get in there. I knew the minute he got his chance, and man, he barreled through that door, and I was like, fantastic. The intensity, the snot is definitely not going to work. It was impressive, and for me, I think you're just hopeful that you have an actress that's willing to be a little bit vulnerable. And I think that's one of the things, especially in faith-based sort of film and performances, is you often find yourself kind of going, oh, I wish they would have committed just a little bit more to that line, or I wish they would have just shown a little bit more vulnerability. And I think that's what's exciting about the team that we've started to put together with Catherine and with Steve and Gigi and Roman. And, I'm really excited about some of the people. And we have another actress that has recently said that she's very interested, and we're going through the process of trying to finalize that. And so be on the lookout, everybody. Got auditions coming up. And more than anything, it's really about just sort of presenting yourself as a tool, as something that can be used to craft this story in a way. And it requires a lot of trust. And I think that we saw that really quickly, is like, hey, Roman really trusts us. We say, hey, do it this way. And I'll never forget the moment Kyler's playing with him. And we didn't have that line in where he's talking with Adana, and he essentially says, like, there's been 9 plagues. And Kyler goes, why don't you say, and this is the 10th? Just like that. And as soon as he said it, Roma said it back, and I went, oh! Like it was just like, it was, I know it's really hokey and cheesy to put the actual title of but when he did it, it had this rare feeling that kind of made my hair stand on edge, where it was just like, this is the 10th. This is the one that sets us free. And when he said that, I was like, yes, that is exactly what I think these people would be feeling right now. It's, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to look like. We've seen all this crazy stuff happen, but we know this is the one right before God does something incredible. And so what else do we do other than submit to God in this moment? And man, it was just, even now I'm getting chills just thinking about that moment and that line. It was a lot of fun. Hey, everybody, we're starting to get some folks. And Kyler, I think it's important we talk about the Give Butter account, just make folks on where we're at, gives props.
We'll talk about it. Catherine, can you pull it up and kind of give us like a little snapshot like you do? It's so good. So my brother and I have used this database to be able to help us with fundraising. And the database is called Give Butter. The reason that we're going through this is it takes a really, really small cut of that which is raised. And so we're really hopeful in this process. We would like to raise the full 300,000 for the pilot. We're really hopeful that we can raise enough funds to really be able to move pre-production forward. There are a few different versions of the ways that we can shoot this pilot. And so we're hopeful to be able to do the one where you watch it and you go, this is the full 9 yards, which is a tailoring term for no fabric was spared. This is exactly what we want. Give butter, but no toast. Okay, you could, but also, Stephen, you could also go to Give Butter and give your cheddar. And so, Caleb, talk to us a little bit about in terms of like these categories of what we can produce and what we're hoping to be able to do this summer. And then, and is Catherine cut out on us?
I'm right here. Can you see me?
Oh, okay.
Can you see
we cannot. It's a black screen. There we go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're at, hold on one second. I'm gonna go black again. 11,440. I'm still here. I'm sorry, I was toggling to the page, which apparently shuts off my video. I'll do this on another.
Tyler, you can share the link to Give Butter. Just go ahead and pull that up.
Oh yeah.
Answer a couple questions. First, I want to say Stephen has already shared his cheddar. Thank you, Stephen. God bless you, brother.
Stephen is the real
grateful
deal.
to have that. Demetrius, good to see you on break. Man, this guy's a hard worker. You see him as Lazarus in The Chosen. This guy's starting to show up everywhere. He's just popping up, man. And I'm grateful to have you and your support. Noah asks, do we have merch? Now, we've got some kind of like rewards as you give certain amounts. And one of those rewards currently is like this concept art with the title of the piece over it. It's artificial intelligence, computer generated, but it's everybody gets a unique piece of art from that. We're also giving away slings, actual leather and twine slings that David would have used. We don't have hats, t-shirts, nothing like that yet. Hopeful to get into that in the coming weeks and months. But, there's lots of conversations happening right now, which is very exciting. But where are we at on the Give Butters?
Yes, Catherine.
We're at $11,440 has been donated to this pilot so far.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. We're excited about that number. We're in a place where we are actively looking. If you can please share what we're doing with your friends, with your family. We know that the major movement happens whenever we go sort of outside of our circle that we've connected with into that secondary circle. And so whenever you are able to tell someone else about this project and they're able to kind of catch fire and get excited about it, and then they go and they tell one other person, the next thing you know, we go from being able to reach 5,000 people to, and I'm not great at math, but I would assume 4 trillion. Is that how that works? And so as it grows, as it moves out, as you're telling people about this project, make sure that you're connecting with the people that are closest to you. And we'll go from there. But Roman, I wanted to kind of cut back a little bit to some of the comments that were made, even at the festival. And I know you don't remember every interview you gave or whatever, so I'll kind of prompt you here. But one of the things that you really liked about being on our project, I remember you saying this because it meant so much to me, was it really felt like a different take on a faith-based film. Yes. You described, sometimes whenever you're watching a faith-based film, it's kind of like it's preaching. Yep. It's kind of like it's telling you what to think. And so maybe talk a little bit about how our take on David is going to be different from what you might traditionally see in the medium.
I think it allows, especially like in regards to David, even the 10th, like it allows the audience to choose. It's not saying you have to believe this, you have to do this, and this is only that there is. It's providing the evidence and the faith and being able to provide just a space for the audience members to be able to just be like, wow, like he does provide, like it allows us to really dive deep and take a break from our reality, but stay into like, listen, there's people that have gone through this. They still go through this, they still go through like the temptation, the moments of losing faith, but by holding on to that, this is what you can experience. And I just like that like the way that you guys have done things is not putting it all like showing it. You allow us, you take us on this journey, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, we actually had, so we have submitted this and it's currently in review where it's getting in front of thousands of people. And we got real great, honest feedback. And I'm going to tell you what you just said. That sounds like that is a good thing. A lot of people have responded to that project like it's pretty confusing. You know, it's kind of hard to follow what's happening right off the bat. You know, I really had to hang in there for 10, 15 minutes of the 20-minute short film to really understand what was taking place. Or they would say things like, you know, one person said, this was really dark. It was kind of scary and it wasn't really my favorite representation of faith. And then you have one person who watches it and says, and they really said this, they said, you know, I lost a child early on in my life. And, you know, it's one of the closest and most accurate representations of the kind of suffering I felt that I went through and the kind of depression I experienced. And so, you know, you kind of get a little bit of a spread shot in how people feel about it, but it's what Daniel said there. Daniel, thanks for stepping in, but, you know, allowing the audience to kind of choose and like they have a lot of intelligence, not that we have.
Yeah. And I just
okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say too, like something that, you know, even just to comment on that, you know, when an audience member may say like it is too dark or whatever, like that's what I appreciate about this project, because you guys know me, you guys been able to learn and grow and see me as well. I can be very like happy and go lucky in this stuff, but we're always showing people different perspectives. I genuinely believe like I'm a happy person, but there's moments of my life that I've experienced that I am angry, and people don't get to see that. And that's what I loved about the 10th is like you shown this family that you got to dive deep and see what they had to go through. You know, it's like not everyone sees what happens behind closed doors, and you guys gave us the opportunity as an audience members to see this is what happens when New could have walked out of that and was like, I'm fine. You know, you don't know. And I like
and that's exactly, I got two things to say about that. The primary one was another comment that we got actually from a military veteran that said, I think you guys absolutely nailed what depression looks like.
Wow.
As somebody that is post-combat experience, to watch Adenau's experience on film, it was uncanny. It was alarming. It was exactly some of the things that he had experienced and some of the guys that he had served with had experienced. And so here's the thing. I really, as a part of my training, I was trained by a creative writing instructor at college that is incredible. And he is so hard on his students, but he's very, very talented. And he said it 1,000 times. You do not tell, you show. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. And if somebody would write something that was, and everyone felt bad for this guy, he would literally stab the manuscript and go, stop. You just ruined it. Whenever you tell us how to feel, you ruin the experience. And so, you know, whenever a lot of people are coming to seeing, wait, these characters they're in the Old Testament. They're claiming to love God. They're claiming to, right, or at least New was, and then yet they're having moments where it looks like they're giving up on God. They're even saying at one point there is no God. How do we as Christians navigate feeling things and saying things like that? Because certainly that's not real, right? I just think for Caleb and I, we are shedding light on those moments that every single person of faith has, where behind closed doors you go, this isn't fair. This doesn't make sense. Why didn't God choose differently? But, and here's the kicker, God still has grace on us.
Yeah.
And still loves us in spite of that anger, in spite of speaking things that at times could come across blasphemous and lacking faith. God still loves us and pursues us. And that was the whole intent, right?
I think one of the things I wanted to say there too was, you know, we got a comment from someone that said, it's just unrealistic that after the first 9 plagues, she would still be doubting God. And I thought, like, if you read the Bible, just one more chapter, they're down at the bottom of the hillside making a golden calf. like after God got them out of Egypt.
Yeah.
Flaming tornadoes.
They turn on him. And it is the, you know.
Thank you, Demetrius.
It really is, I think, just this fascinating picture of how feeble humans are.
We all fall.
We can see something spectacular. We can see God move, and it's kind of gone if we're not leaning in on a daily basis. Manna from heaven, what was that? It was God provided. And then Jesus comes in Matthew. He says, I am that which was provided to the people. I am the manna from heaven, which he's saying, I am what God was providing for salvation, for the people to be saved in the desert. And now I am the manna, and you got to come to me daily to get what you need. And if we don't do that, Catherine, what happens? What is Catherine frozen there?
Or she's just really happy.
Well, she's
really happy.
I had to say something about it.
Can you take a screenshot and we'll just put Catherine in every live stream exactly like that? That's too good. So Roman, you know, your character gets to be funny. You're dealing with living in this big family. Do you have any experience with living in a big family? What do you think that's going to add?
I think your character, Ramos and Maldonado's, I come through for us, man.
I definitely. Well, I'm obviously I come from a family of four. Well, me, my brother, my mom, and my dad. But we're always so close to our family. We spend a lot of holidays with each other. I always have my family. I just told you guys here, like my two aunts, my dad, obviously my brother, and a few of my other family members are coming later tonight. But it's just like that's all I've been surrounded with. So I'm always very playful with them, and they know. Like they know I'm always the one to crack the jokes at all the family parties and stuff. So it's nice to experience that and to have a good family.
Good. I mean, you know, whenever you think of kind of being in David's situation, he's the youngest of 7 brothers, right?
Yep.
And so, I mean, trying to find your place in the world, much less in your house, in the hierarchy of your brothers. And yet what we find over and over is that David kind of in these weird ways is the one stepping up, the one doing things that the other brothers won't do. Everyone kind of senses there's something different about him, but kind of going back to what we were just talking about, David is not perfect. Mm-hmm. So many people read into the character of David this kind of sinless, perfect, good at worshiping all the time. We are telling a story of a flawed character that becomes the second king of Israel. He represents Jesus Christ in some ways, and in some ways, he does not at all. And so, you know, if you think about sort of telling a faith-based Christian biblical narrative, kind of the direction that we're going with this, what do you think is important in terms of the kinds of characters that we reveal in this story? What are the things that you feel like are going to resonate with that 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old young man where they go, okay, I kind of can see myself in this. How would we go about that other than having the brothers use TikTok?
I think honestly, like, I think it really is about the thing. Again, it goes back to what happens when no one's looking. You know, what happens when people are not always watching you, and whether it's the temptation, whether it's like I'm just going to goof off and that's fine. Like not take things very seriously and be a little bit mischievous or be curious, you know, like those are all really important things to be able to not be afraid to show and be afraid to tell, you know, because I mean, that's what we're humans. We make mistakes. We are flawed. You know, there's things that we are not perfect. And I think it's very important to show those things because an important part of connecting what you guys are making to just everyone is relatability.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And one of the things that I've kind of talked a little bit about that I really want people to understand is, you know, number one, you're looking at Catherine. That's your sister-in-law, right? That's family. Right. So we got Eva now, we got Shema. And the thing that I want people to understand is this is a time on the earth when over the hillside could be an army of thousands that's coming to burn your village down and kill everyone. Right. This was such a serious time that the people were crying out, God, we need a king, because that's going to be the thing that unites us. It's what's going to defend us against our enemies. And God's saying, if you would just trust in me. And the people keep crying out, we need a king, we need a king. And that's kind of this graphic I see Gigi's with us. We're gonna show Nitzevet, the mother.
Gigi!
And
this is Mom, Shema. What do you think? Here she is. I kind of see it. I see it. I see it in the eyes. Same hair color. Okay, I like it.
And there's this crown. It is this. I mean, it's a crown of wrath. It's what the people begged for and asked for, and yet it comes with this heavy burden. And we see right off the bat the prophet. Samuel is and God's speaking to him and saying, "Why are you grieving over Saul? I've chosen another." And he's just saying, "Why do we need this at all? I don't want it anymore, God. I just want you. I want you to be with us, Lord. I want to be close to you." And the Lord's saying, "I'm giving what the people wanted." And he's relenting. Welcome to the team, Roma, says Gigi. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The team groweth daily.
And thank you. We have a donation on the page, you guys.
Whoa!
Victoria Briggs made $100 donation. We want this 10 back.
Steven, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Every dollar will be spent well.
Mm-hmm.
Every dollar will be stewarded well. So thank you so much for that.
But going back to that, this was a time where family was everything, more than anything we can even understand. We're out on the hillside. We're potentially at threat to bring the people sheep, to provide the meat and the wool and the things that they need. And you all are in a kind of dangerous position, and your relationship has to be so strong. And you're spending all day together too, right? Like the activities, everything that you do. And so these relationships are way more refined than what we understand today with kind of our culture that is very solo-minded, doing everything alone, doing everything on your own. It's a proof of how strong you are. I did it all by myself. I didn't need anybody. And this culture wasn't like that. This culture banded together, and they were defined by their unity within the family structure. And so we'll just leave you guys. You guys kind of talk as brother and sister. Catherine, what do you got? What
sister-in-law and brother?
That's right. That's right. Let's not get it twisted. No, go ahead. What?
What's something you're excited about when you kind of see Roman and you start to see these roles get casted of the brothers?
Well, I'm just really jazzed because this is such a unique look I feel like we need for our show. And as I meet everyone that's coming on the cast to represent this family or these characters, it's just so exciting because the palette is totally different from a normal show. Like you're just seeing all these unique, exotic kind of looks that are just wonderful. And these are real people too. And I'm just so excited for those people to get great opportunities to tell fantastical stories and just dive into something that's really going to be so impactful. I think that's my favorite part of it is you're going to look at the screen and be like, who are all these people? They exist. This is not my normal television experience. So yeah.
And that's something that Caleb and I, whenever we watch back to examples of David in the past, and we do have an example in the Bible where it says that he would have been ruddy, right? Or and what that means, if you look into the meaning of that, everyone has taken that to mean reddish. And so for some weird reason, for 20 years, every time David was played, it was by a white actor with red hair. And the truth is, behind the David character, it would have represented the skin color. So it would have been more of a reddish skin tone. And you see people that have more of a kind of an olive sort of towards brown. And then you see people that have kind of an olive more towards red look. And it would have been very attractive in this culture to have reddish skin. It would have been rare to have reddish skin. And so that's the direction that we're taking this. And we're going, man, it's so exciting. And I know Caleb and I talk about this frequently enough that it's it comes up maybe, once every couple of weeks where we're like, this is so exciting to finally let a group of people tell this story that really represent, I think, a more authentic take on this than has ever been done before. That's so exciting. And it's not that we've come up with this idea. You see Jonathan Rumi as Jesus and you go, whoa, that's exactly what Jesus looked like. I'm not going to be heartbroken whenever I get to heaven and it's not Jonathan Rumi, but part of me feels like, how close can Jonathan be? Because I bet he's dang close to our boy Jesus, right? Like
it's close enough. It's close enough. We send each other pictures of Jonathan back and forth all day. Like, hey man, work unto the Lord, and then we send each other a picture.
That's true.
So epic.
That's not a joke.
Jonathan's whole life has probably just exploded. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's incredible as he gets older, he looks more like Jesus, which is really strange because you see some of the stuff he did earlier on. It's like, that's not Jesus.
Yeah.
Now that he's like, in his 50s.
So true.
Jesus.
I was just talking to a friend about that. Like, our journey as actors and artists is so fascinating because, we are playing all the, and whether or not people are actually living out the faith or have the faith that we have, like, it's just really wild to look at their prior work and the types of crazy roles that they've played, Dwight in Shining Armor being one of them. And it's like, you look at this catalog and you're like, wow, like this is so vast and so disparate from what we're working on now. And that's just the nature of obviously life in general, but especially art. So
it's fantastic.
Super cool.
I want to give a chance for the audience, those that are kind of tuning in, to ask Roman some questions, just to kind of give you all a little bit more feedback. We're still looking for, I think he's only 45, says Sherry. Well, Sherry, 45 is the new 50. And what I probably said in his 50s, but he doesn't look 45, that's for sure. He looks like a 32-year-old young man.
He really does, yeah.
So that is what it is. I don't look 32 and I'm 33. I am aging like an old German man. Everything's going. I got eyebrow hairs that are coming out like an owl. They're coming out like this far. They're just like wires.
There are tools for that. We can get you some tools.
I don't know. I'm obviously not.
Like, this boy from Pennsylvania is keeping them.
I just want to put it out there that I don't have extra long eyebrow hairs, and so I don't know what the deal is here. It just could be that I get nervous and I pull them. Got a question for you in the chat, Roman. What's your favorite short film you've ever acted in? If you had to list them, and let's just do the top one, just for sake of time.
Well, I'll start with the 10th.
Start
the 10th.
Oh yeah,
That's so good.
The 10th top pick, but yes, the 10th. The 10th was my favorite short film.
You got any projects that are coming out that we can be on the lookout for?
I did have to sign a few NDAs, so I can't really talk about it too much. But I know we talked about it being the FBI.
That's right.
But
are you in a new Schmarvel movie coming out?
I don't know.
Dude, if you show up and you're
he
in that
doesn't know.
movie,
We all have amnesia as actors. We're not.
Yeah, they do the pen
until
like
the
this.
project is out, then we remember everything.
Yeah,
everyone's 007.
They say sign this and go pink. I'm like, what happened?
It's weird because Tyler and I were in Walmart and we're like, hey, you want to know new actors on our show? Like we just tell everyone.
Yeah, don't forget it.
We're grateful. Yeah, as you get new projects, let us know. I mean, we're rooting for you guys, and we're hopeful that this project gets what it needs to jump right in. Really looking seriously at investors and trying to finalize some conversations there. So some hopeful stuff on that front. But for us, this is about waiting for God's timing. Sometimes you get some yeses, so sometimes you get some nos. But we're really hopeful that things seem to be moving in the right direction. And so, any other questions from folks tuning in to watch tonight? I want to make sure that we get plenty of time. Building.
Thank you, Treasure Coast. Thank you.
Actors.
I agree with that. I think that's exactly what our hope is
and a great team of directors also, but
yeah,
I won't take that person.
The actors come first.
Kyler, we are building a great team of directors. Can we just talk about that for a second?
Out of one wound.
Out of one woman, we came in, and against all odds, I don't think anybody thought that we would build such a great team of directors.
Good.
Roman.
As April says, that sounds schmarvelous.
Schmarvelous.
Being in a Schmarvel movie. So, Roman, to kind of cap off tonight, whenever you look forward to being in this project, and hopefully as we move into, I'm 99.9 infinity sure that if we get this pilot done, that it's going to be picked up because of how powerful the episode is and because of how powerful the whole series is. It really does give us an opportunity to go more granular with some of these characters that traditionally have not had any time to be able to move and to breathe and to be human. And so whenever we get to David finally killing Goliath,
you told him the end. You told him.
Oh wait,
end.
I mean, NDA. I love the direction that we're taking it, where he doesn't actually kill Goliath. It's going to be really exciting, very scary. Goliath dodges.
All of our donors just leave. They're like, I want a refund. This is not biblically accurate.
Well, no,
they're all tired.
The Chosen has Jesus like practicing for
Trigon games. Yeah, give me a break. Okay.
It's the same thing as having David like not kill Goliath, and they go out back and they just have a conversation and peace.
But I guess my question kind of, Roman, for you, as you're approaching this story, what has you interested? What are the things that have you excited to be a part of this project? And then
I do see Susie Graham has asked, and we're starting to get some questions rolling in, so that's good. So after this, we can respond to some of them.
I'm excited to see this part of me, like to be able to explore this part of me, because a lot of opportunities I've had in acting, it is always getting cast as like the serious guy, the bully, the person who does these bad things. And now I get to dive into a realm that I'm not so far from, but I've also never been able to explore on camera or, with another group of people, that I'm able to just be like, hey, well, this is me. Like, I can be goofy, or I can be myself and bring that part of myself, take character, and be even more vulnerable and play around with it,
Yeah. I think one of the things that comes up quite often in our auditions, as we've been taking a look at different people and different actors, is that Mediterranean accent. And I know for some actors, it's a little intimidating. For some actors that come up there from Jersey, they come on set all of a sudden, so whenever you think about that and kind of trying to give it this more authentic sound, what kinds of work are you putting in on the back end? Give us a little bit of the look of the craft and the sort of behind the curtain.
I think watching The Chosen has also have been able to help. When you guys like when you guys told me about that, I definitely watched more than a few episodes. It's hard not to. It's a very good show. But also I've looked into a few accent coaches as well, who's also have worked with actors like for basically accent work. And I'm in touch with him as well. And I definitely see myself diving more into that. Of course, you guys know the line of work that I do. I'm in sales. So I also I'm walking a lot all day long. Even today, we always like buddy pitch sometimes. My partner's like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? I'm like, nah, I'm just trying to practice this accent. I'm trying to, just to be like as real as it possibly can, and just diving deep to engulf myself in that.
You ever go up on and you're getting ready to sell, and it's just like, hello, I would like you to buy some water for me today. Do you ever just break it out on someone and see if they really believe it? Or...
Sometimes I will, not obviously at work, but like if I'm going to like at the drive-through or just like a place where I can, or if I'm ordering food or something, then I will. Or even just like friends, like I will do it.
Just practicing.
I gotta practice. Gotta practice with random people.
Yeah, Daniel, we will be in State College, Pennsylvania. We are going up there to a farm. There's a believer up there that has 400 head of sheep, and is going to be allowing us to use that space to shoot the pilot. And we are so thankful and so excited. We've had some really cool conversations that we've been having as well with some people with some replica sets of different places and parts in Israel. And one specifically that's being built right now, a gentleman that's having some conversation with us that is actually it's kind of like set sort of outside of the very city that David lived next to. And so it's kind of like a historical replica of that. And they're looking to get more and more productions on set to be able to shoot. So we're going as authentic as possible as we move into the full season. But first things first, we got to get the pilot done. Yep. So cool. Well, such a great idea to practice that way. Jean's going to use that. She's going to be telling all of her actors what's what. She's going to say, you need to go through. the local In-N-Out and break that accent out.
Yeah.
Okay. Caleb, we are coming on an hour. You know, if there's anything else that anyone wants to share or any thoughts, any questions?
I don't have any questions. You know, I think this character is going to be really fun. He's going to be really funny. And also, it's, you know, as we see that character sort of change throughout the season, it's pretty sad, but that's kind of how it is. Yeah, no, we'll be getting Steve on another live stream coming up real soon. Unfortunately, you know, we were packed out to the gills with folks tonight, and he's on our calling card. Here's what I'll do for you. I don't do this for everybody.
Whoa!
Wow.
Steve's on the live stream. It's Steve. Look at that.
There he is.
And most people want to look at the real Steve, and that's the real Steve. I know
that is a good real Steve.
I confused you with the fake Steve. This is fake Steve, and this is real Steve. So you know he's got the skill to really bring it, and been having lots of conversations with Steve, sort of on the back end, and he's very excited for this role as well. So, well, it's good to raising the hands. Roman, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you guys.
You know, the more that folks share about this, the more that they tell others. We have a high likelihood of getting this pulled off, and we're so grateful and thankful to your time. If you showed up tonight to watch the live stream, really appreciate you sharing, liking, subscribing, checking out our gift butter, seeing the rewards that we have for that, and we'll have some very incredible announcements coming up real soon. Hey, Kyler?
Yep. Awesome. Very, very exciting. Thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.